You're walking alone at night. Nothing has happened. No sound, no warning. But suddenly, something inside you says, "Pay attention." Your heart beats faster. Your senses sharpen. You turn around before you even know why. Was it fear, luck, or something else? We've given this feeling many names. A gut feeling, a sixth sense, a vibe, an instinct. But one superhero gave it a name everyone remembers: his Spidey Sense. In stories, it warns him before danger arrives. But maybe that idea connects with us, because somewhere inside, we understand it. What if intuition isn't a superpower at all? What if intuition is something every human being already has? And what if the reason some people hear it louder is because they removed everything blocking the signal? This is the mystery and the science of intuition. Because the greatest oracle may not be something outside of you. The greatest oracle may be the voice you forgot how to trust. But first, we have to understand why we stopped listening at all. Because intuition does not disappear, it gets buried. In movies, intuition is often shown as something extraordinary, a mysterious power, a gift only a few special people possess. A hero senses danger before it arrives. A psychic receives a message no one else can hear. A person sees something before it happens. But maybe these stories became popular for a reason, because somewhere deep inside, they remind us of something we have all experienced. Moments when we knew, before we knew why. One of the most famous examples is the idea of the sixth sense. In the movie Ghost, a character becomes the bridge between what is seen and what is unseen. The story explores a question humanity has always wondered. Is there information around us that we do not consciously recognize? Are we sometimes receiving signals before our logical mind understands them? Whether viewed spiritually or psychologically, the mystery is the same. The human mind is processing far more than we realize. Throughout history, people have been fascinated by those who seem to sense things before they happened. People like Nostradamus became famous because humanity has always been drawn to the possibility of seeing beyond the present moment. But maybe the deeper question is not, can someone predict the future? Maybe the better question is, how much of the present are we missing? How many signs are already there that we simply ignore? Science tells us the brain is constantly collecting information, a facial expression that lasts only a moment, a change in someone's voice, a shift in energy when you enter a room. You may not consciously notice it, but another part of you does. Sometimes your gut feeling is your subconscious recognizing a pattern before your conscious mind catches up. And we see this every day in business. The greatest leaders rarely depend on numbers alone. They study the facts. They analyze the information. But then comes the moment no spreadsheet can answer. The final decision, the partnership, the investment, the risk. And often they describe it with the same words. Something about it just felt right. The same happens in sports. A team deciding who deserves a life-changing contract does not only look at statistics. The numbers tell part of the story. But scouts look deeper. How does this person respond under pressure? How do they handle failure? Do they inspire others? Do they have something special? The thing everyone sees but nobody can measure. But intuition is not only for CEOs and athletes. It appears in everyday relationships. The friend you call at exactly the right moment. The person you check on because something feels different. The conversation someone needed before they ever asked for help. Sometimes intuition is not protecting us from danger. Sometimes it helps us love better. But there is another side. If intuition is so natural, why do we ignore it? Why do we stay in relationships we know are wrong? Why do we accept situations that drain us? Why do we silence the voice that was trying to protect us? The answer is hidden in the shadow. Because intuition is not just about hearing the voice. It is about understanding what is preventing you from trusting it. Sometimes the problem is not that we don't know. Sometimes we are afraid of what we already know. And this is where the real journey begins, into the shadow. So if intuition is something we all have, why do some people seem more connected to it? Why do some people notice the signs, while others repeat the same lessons over and over again? The answer may not be about gaining a new ability. It may be about removing what blocks what was already there. Because your intuition is like a signal, and your shadow is the static. Shadow work is the process of turning toward the parts of ourselves we avoid. The fears, the wounds, the patterns, the stories we keep repeating without realizing it. And sometimes, the universe does not send us a new lesson. It sends us the same lesson, until we finally understand the message. This brings us to the Sacred Betrayal Oracle deck. This tool allows the initiate to bring what is hidden to the surface. Today's oracle reading begins with the Echo. In the upright, this card reveals what continues repeating is asking to be understood, and on the shadow side speaks to karmic cycles, unresolved wounds, and unconscious repetition. Once you recognize the pattern, something powerful happens. You stop being controlled by the experience, and you become the observer of it. You become the watcher. Upright, this card speaks to the fact that awareness changes everything, with the shadow side indicating emotional detachment, hypervigilance, and distrust. And this is where many people confuse intuition with desire. We say, it must be destiny. It must be meant for me. But true alignment does not require losing yourself. What belongs to you finds you when you are whole. Which brings us to our third card in this reading. The Destiny Thread. In the upright, this card speaks to what is truly aligned will continue finding its way back to you, while the shadow reveals attachments, fantasies, and confusing destiny with emotional longing. When the shadow begins healing, something unexpected returns. Not always the person, not always the opportunity, but something more important, you, the part of yourself you abandoned while trying to survive. This leads us to card number 4, the Return. In the upright, this card informs us what was lost within you is finding its way home, but the shadow reveals fear of vulnerability, emotional disconnection, and resistance to healing. And then comes the moment everything changes, the moment you stop repeating, the moment you choose differently, the moment the old version of you ends, and a new path begins. This brings us to our final card, the Timeline Shift. In the upright, this card teaches your choices are changing your future reality, and the shadow shines a light on fear of change, indecision, and repeating unconscious cycles. Maybe your intuition was never silent. Maybe life was always speaking, through the patterns, the feelings, the moments that repeated until you finally listened. The oracle was never predicting your future. It was helping you remember your power to create it. So after all of this, after the stories, the mysteries, the superheroes, the psychics, the shadow work, we return to one simple question. How do you actually use intuition? Because the purpose of awakening your intuition is not to escape ordinary life. It is to become more present within it. Your intuition is not here to replace your mind. It is here to work with it. Logic gathers the information. Intuition recognizes the pattern. In love, intuition becomes one of our greatest teachers. Because relationships are where our shadows appear the strongest. Sometimes intuition whispers, "This feels safe. This feels honest. This feels real." But sometimes our wounds answer first. They say, chase what is unavailable. Hold on to what hurts. Repeat what feels familiar. Shadow work helps us finally understand the difference. True intuition does not come from needing someone. It comes from knowing yourself. It changes the question. Instead of, will they choose me? You begin asking, does this connection honor who I truly am? Because when you heal the shadow, you stop looking for someone else to complete you. You start recognizing what aligns with you. In your career, intuition helps you recognize doors, the opportunity everyone overlooks, the idea that keeps returning, the dream you cannot forget. Almost every creator, entrepreneur, and innovator knows this feeling. A moment when something inside says, follow this, even before the world understands why. But intuition requires courage, because sometimes your inner voice does not tell you what is comfortable. It tells you what is true. It may tell you, the chapter is finished. The relationship has taught its lesson. The old identity no longer fits. The next version of yourself is waiting. And that is why intuition and transformation are connected. This is the secret hidden inside every transformation story. The superhero, the oracle, the seeker, the alchemist. They are all telling the same story. The journey was never about gaining power. It was about remembering what was already there. Your Spidey Sense, your gut feeling, your inner knowing. Whatever name you give it, it has been speaking. Through the repeating patterns, through the moments of discomfort, through the quiet feeling that said, there is something more. If this message resonated with you, please be sure to like and share the video. And subscribe to the channel for more engaging content on intuition, spirituality, shadow work, and curated oracle messages. And if you are ready to explore the messages hidden inside your own patterns, the sacred Betrayal Oracle was created as a mirror for that journey. Not to tell you who you are, but to help you remember, to explore the shadows, the cycles, the endings, and the transformations that were trying to awaken you, because sometimes the thing that broke your heart was also the doorway back to yourself. The link to get your own 44-card deck can be found in the description.